This is the kind of the chorus of voices that we've been talking about all day today, and we will be talking about tomorrow as well, and quite a bit this evening. So you all should, you're looking at a transformed field house, an extraordinarily beautiful banquet hall with gorgeous flowers on the table, and gorgeous salads on the table, and you should start, please. Now, my favorite thing so far was walking in, the blue carpet, covered with stars, and we all came in and made a glamorous entrance. Now, it's almost as good as the Oscars, although I have to say, I do think that nothing that will happen here is quite as ephemeral as the Oscars are. The accomplishments that we will celebrate are considerably more solid and certainly as ambitious. I should say that hosting the Oscars will be Chris Rock, and you've got me. Thank you. I'm Linda Wertheimer. Those of you that I don't know in the crowd may have heard me on the radio, and you're thinking that I don't look right. But you'll get over that. More than 50 years ago, I came to Wellesley College from a small mining town in the West. It was so long ago that I came on the train, most of the way on the Santa Fe, 3 days and 2 nights on the train. I arrived, along with quite a few other people, at the station, which is, I think, right over there, still over there, and unloaded my enormous trunk, which they put on a truck and sent off to Bates, which is where I stayed for the next 4 years. That journey, the journey from Las Cruces, New Mexico, actually first I started in Carlsbad, took the little train to Las Cruces, the Santa Fe to Chicago, and then on from there. That journey changed my life. You'll hear a lot of stories tonight and tomorrow about other ways, other lives that have been changed by this extraordinary college. The stories started earlier today with the keynote session, and let me just take a minute to thank Callie Crossley from 73, Robin Sparkman from 91, Sacha Traina from 91, the hat lady, Rocio Ortega, who is going to graduate in 16, Ophelia Dahl from 94, Catherine Collins from 94, and Janet Hill from 69. Thanks to all of you for your stories. All of these women were telling stories that describe what we're calling the Wellesley Effect. I'd also like to thank the faculty and students that we heard from this afternoon, who gave us a sense of the extraordinary depth and breadth of learning and teaching that goes on here now. Now, when I came to my 50th anniversary this spring, we all took a walk among the rhododendrons in front of the library. This afternoon, we walked around in front of beneath the beautiful maple trees and the oak trees. This is a very, very beautiful time at Wellesley, maybe the most beautiful. But the most beautiful memories I think most of the women in this room take from this place are memories of spending 4 years in the constant company of some of the best people and the smartest people we had ever known and will ever know. I see some of the gentlemen applauding. We could already see that a lot of these women would indeed make a difference in the world, and today we're going to celebrate them. Brainy and bold, resourceful, relentless, incomparable Wellesley women, shaped in part by this place, which educates women who will make a difference in the world. We're giving this transformative power the power of this place, a name, you just heard me say it, the Wellesley Effect. Take a look around. Some of you will remember Margaret Clapp, who used to say that speech to new classes. Take a look around. Look at the women on your left. Look at the women on your right. What you're looking at are businesses begun, at glass ceilings shattered, at family and friends grown ever closer. You think of the classrooms, the living rooms, the boardrooms, the newsrooms, the courtrooms, where these women have made a mark. And not to forget whatever room it is, where 2 secretaries of state have been at work. This is the Wellesley Effect. And now, a woman who can truly say, without exaggerating at all, that what happened here at Wellesley changed her life, her whole life. She was married here, in the chapel. From the class of 1972, please welcome the Wellesley College Board Chair, Laura Daignault Gates.
Thank you so much, Linda. And thank you for getting us off to such a spectacular start. I mean, can you believe this? I mean, really, this is just unbelievable. I want to add my thanks to all of you this evening and to welcome you to this spectacular evening launching the comprehensive campaign that will strengthen Wellesley and secure our future and advance the Wellesley Effect. Like all of you, I am proud, really proud of Wellesley. I'm inspired by the vision and enthusiasm and just plain hard work that has shaped this campaign and brought it forward. We all know the power of this community to do anything we set our minds to do. And today, we're coming together to strengthen Wellesley for coming generations of women who will make a difference in the world. I ask all of you to support this campaign in every possible way that you can. Faculty and students, you inspire us, and we all know how important inspiration is to a successful campaign. And alumni, parents, and friends, it's your generosity that takes that inspiration and that aspiration and turns it into reality. We, each of us, have a role to play. Now, I want to recognize and thank some alumni and a friend who are great examples of the Wellesley Effect. Our 11th president, Nan Cohane, 61. You know, Nan was a student athlete before we even had a word for student athlete. And it's because of Nan that we have this fabulous field house. Somehow, though, I don't think Nan ever thought it was going to look like this. Right. Our 13th president, Diana Chapman Walsh, class of 1966. You know, Diana couldn't be with us tonight. We had a whole email exchange over this summer about how are you to be in 2 places at one time. And I mean, this email exchange went on for weeks, and finally Diana had to admit that she couldn't do it. Even a Wellesley woman, couldn't do it. And she wanted me to make sure that you knew how much she wanted to be here tonight, and that she sends you the warmest greetings. Not all, but a large number of our Alumni Achievement Award recipients are here tonight, and I'd like them all to stand. There are 20 of them here tonight from 16 classes ranging from 1946 our campaign executive committee members who've been so generous with their time, sharing experience and wisdom as we shape this campaign. I'd like all of you to stand. I'm so grateful that you have traveled to be with us tonight. Thank you so much. Two of our honorary co-chairs are with us tonight, Tess Small-Malarkey, class of 1960, and Luella Gross-Goldberg, class of 1958. Would you please stand? And finally, I'd like to recognize our campaign co-chairs. This really is the dream team. Please stand when I call your names. Sue Wagner, class of 1982. Lulu Chow Wong, class of 1966. And Laura Russell Malkin, class of 1982. And the friend I mentioned earlier, Sid Knopfel, who has no class year, but is a man for all seasons, at the last minute couldn't be with us. Sid was desperately disappointed. He sends his greetings and congratulations here tonight. And so we'll miss Sid and we'll let him know. Oh, how did I do that? Dorothy Jenkins, stand up as one of our co-chairs. I have to say, I knew that, and how could I miss it, but I'm nervous, and it wasn't on the piece of paper, so I'm sorry, Dorothy. I want to thank all of you for everything that you do for Wellesley. Thank you so much.
Now we're going to hear from our dear leader, Kim Bottomley, who also came to Wellesley out of the West. She was our first scientist, the first scientist to be president of this college. But of course, she's not just our first. She is a very distinguished immunobiologist, and we have been extraordinarily fortunate to have her, among other things, to lead our students toward careers in the sciences, math, technology, in addition to the liberal arts. And I think, of course, that is a combination which will serve the world very well. Next, Kim Williams, under Kim Williams' leadership, the college launched the Madeleine Albright Institute for Global Affairs, which has a very long name and is not chiseled on any building, because Madeleine Albright thought it should be about ideas, and Kim agreed with her. The international collaboration on the education of women is another one of Kim Bottomley's projects. She put Wellesley's education online in collaboration with MIT and Harvard. And the inspiration for this campaign comes from Kim's very strong conviction that all of the other wonderful qualities which keep Wellesley rising up, have to be supported by the renewal and renovation of its physical plant. So, these ancient buildings have inspired this whole evening, and please welcome the president of Wellesley College, the 13th president of Wellesley College, Kim Bottomley.
Thank you, Linda. It's truly wonderful to be here tonight with so many people who love Wellesley. A lot of us have logged a lot of miles to get to this point. Tonight has been a long time in the making, and many, many people have made this moment possible. I want to recognize and deeply thank the hardworking co-chairs of the Campaign Executive Committee, Dorothy Jenkins, Sid Knaffel, Laura Malkin, and Sue Wagner. Individually, each one of you is an inspiration to Wellesley, and together you are one fabulous campaign team. I thank the four of you for your dedicated leadership. Let me also take a moment to recognize Cameron Mason, Vice President for Resources and Public Affairs. And her stellar team for all of their efforts that have led us to this exciting moment in our campaign. I think you would all agree, Cameron is a force. We can't thank her and her team enough. Thank you, Cameron. Tonight's event would not have been possible without the dedication and support of our campaign launch committee, led by Mary Ann Cooley, as well as our campaign consultant, Susan Fagan. Thank you for this wonderful event. And finally, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, for supporting Wellesley as we launch this comprehensive campaign to strengthen the future of Wellesley. It is an important future. As I said in my inaugural speech, Wellesley has remained the same through the years in one most important respect. It has been an intellectual incubator, a scholarly beacon of light for women. A Wellesley woman is always a Wellesley woman and always will be. Being a Wellesley woman is a permanent characteristic of mind and spirit. Wellesley has been influencing the lives of women, and importantly, for more than 100 years, influencing what the world thinks about women. And today, more than ever before, the world needs women. It needs the women, the ideas, and the initiatives that Wellesley produces. In thousands of ways, in every corner of the world, Wellesley is a transformative force for tangible good. Look around the room. Tonight, you will see the women who are glittering examples of that transformative effect. This is where women find their passion and find their lifelong friends. This is where some of your best memories were formed. This is where students are challenged and encouraged to create positive change that has a lasting impact. This is where we educate women to make their difference in the world. And then there's this effect that Wellesley has on all of us. It's that feeling you get when you step onto campus as a first-year student or when you come back to reunion. It's that feeling I got when I walked past Lake Waban up to Green Hall for the first time as a new president nearly 9 years ago. It's the feeling we get when we sing, "Wellesley, Wellesley, only to be there." It's the lifelong sense of belonging, of sisterhood, which all of us in the Wellesley community feel deeply. We feel it, but it is not easy to describe. Fortunately, Mary Mazzio, an award-winning filmmaker and Wellesley friend, has found a way to convey the enormity of what Wellesley is and what Wellesley does. I invite you to sit back for the next 10 minutes and enjoy what Cameron calls a love letter to Wellesley, a love letter written by our students and our alumni. Wellesley, this is the place. This is the place where it all begins.